The carrier was on the exam table, door open, blanket still warm. Inside was a gray cat named Milo, pressed so far into the back corner that only one yellow eye showed. His owner stood beside me, crying quietly. He used to sleep against my chest, she said. Now he hides when I walk into the room. There had been no abuse, no obvious cruelty, just one bad afternoon, a forced bath, a loud argument, a painful mat pulled too hard. To Milo, the person who meant comfort had become unpredictable. Cats do not sit around plotting revenge, but they do remember fear. They remember pain. They remember who was present when their world stopped feeling safe. So why can a cat seem to forgive one mistake, but never fully relax after another? The first mistake is one almost every loving owner has made at least once, often without realizing how loud it feels to a cat. I am Dr. Susan, and I spend my days watching cats tell the truth in exam rooms, not with words, with flattened ears, a tucked tail, a body that freezes when a hand moves too fast. In this video, I want to translate those moments before they turn into distance at home. You will learn which everyday habits quietly damage trust, and more importantly, what to do instead. Because the problem is not that cats are dramatic. It is not that they are stubborn, cold, or punishing you. A cat does not need revenge to avoid you. They only need a clear memory that your voice, your hands, or your choices made them feel trapped. That is why small things matter. Sound, touch, pain, play, discipline, care, territory, sleep, fear, introductions, trust is built in the ordinary minutes. So I want to start with the moment your cat stops hearing a lesson and starts hearing a threat. Your cat knocks a glass off the counter. You shout their name. For you, it may feel like correction. For your cat, it is a sudden blast of sound from a large animal standing above them. That difference matters. A cat's hearing is far sharper than ours. They can detect tiny, high sounds we miss completely. So when your voice jumps, their body does not pause to ask, what lesson is being taught? It prepares for danger. That is when you see the crouch, the wide eyes, the dash under the bed. Some cats freeze, some swat, some simply stop coming close when that person enters the room. And here is the hard part. They are not connecting your anger to the broken glass in a human moral way. They are connecting the fear to you, the kitchen, the moment. So I lower my voice, I interrupt gently, I redirect the pause to something aloud, then reward that choice. But sound is only one way people accidentally teach a cat that humans are unpredictable. Touch can do even deeper damage. Touch is where many cats make their strongest memories. Pulling a tail, poking a paw, startling a sleeping cat, or scooping them up again after they twist away may look playful to a person. To the cat, it says one thing: my body is not safe here. That is why a cat who once liked being stroked may start ducking under your hand. They may bite when you reach over them. They may become stiff the moment both feet leave the floor. It is not drama, it is learning. Cats feel safer when they can choose contact and see an exit. Control matters. Escape routes matter. If hands keep trapping, grabbing, or teasing, the cat stops trusting hands. So I look for permission. A soft face, a loose tail, a cat leaning in. Then I stop before the tail flicks or the ears flatten. And there is one form of violating a cat's body that I will always speak about plainly, because it is so often misunderstood. Declawing is not a nail trim. Medically, it is the amputation of the last bone of every toe, not the claw sheath, not a stubborn nail. Bone, tendon, nerve, and joint tissue are all involved. That matters because cats walk on their toes. Change the toe, and you change the way the whole paw meets the floor. Some cats live with lasting pain. Some develop altered sensitivity, where normal litter feels sharp or strange. Then the cat avoids the box, not out of spite, but because digging hurts. Others become quicker to bite, hesitate before jumping, or move through the house like every landing needs calculation. Claws are tools. They help a cat balance, stretch, climb, defend themselves, and understand the surfaces under their feet. The humane plan is simple. Trim nails regularly. Use nail caps when appropriate. Offer stable vertical posts, horizontal scratchers, and rewards when your cat scratches the right place. But even when the claws are still there, many owners accidentally train those claws and teeth to target the one thing they most want protected. A kitten biting your fingers looks harmless because the teeth are tiny, but play is practice. To a cat, fast movement is the point. Your wiggling hand darts, pulls away, squeaks, and comes back for more. That is an excellent toy, so the kitten repeats it. Then the body changes. 2 pounds becomes 10. Baby teeth become adult teeth. Soft paw taps become hooked claws. The same game that made you laugh on the couch now leaves punctures on your wrist or scratches across your ankle. The cat did not suddenly become mean. They learned a target. Human skin should never be part of the game. Use a wand toy for chasing, a kicker for grabbing and rabbit kicking, food puzzles for problem solving, and short play sessions that end with a meal or treat. Teeth and claws need an outlet, just not your body. And when that biting or scratching finally happens, the next mistake people make is trying to punish a cat into understanding. The moment you yell, grab the spray bottle, or shove a cat toward an accident on the floor, you may stop the behavior, but you have not explained it. You have only made yourself part of the danger. A cat does not look at a puddle from 20 minutes ago and think, this is about the litter box. They think, hands are coming, voice is loud, escape. So the lesson changes. They may still scratch the sofa, but only when you are not in the room. They may still urinate outside the box, but now they hide afterward. They may stop approaching you in the hallway because the hallway became the place where you grabbed them. That looks like guilt to people. It is fear. Better training starts before the mistake. Block the sofa corner, clean urine with enzyme cleaner, add a second litter box, reward the scratcher, the calm approach, the good choice you want repeated. Punishment teaches a cat to watch you. Safety teaches them to trust you. Sometimes, though, trust is not damaged by one dramatic punishment. It is worn down by the little comforts we keep postponing. A tiny mat behind the ear can feel like a clothespin on skin. An overgrown nail can curl, press, and make every step sharper than it should be. A litter box that smells fine to you may smell like a public restroom to them. And hairballs that keep showing up are not just cat things. They can mean too much loose fur, poor grooming, stress, or a medical problem. These are small chores to us. To a cat, they are daily contact with their own body. Cats are clean, sensory animals. Their coat moves when they stretch. Their paws hit the floor hundreds of times a day. Their bathroom has to feel safe enough for them to be vulnerable. So brushing, nail trims, clean litter, and watching hairballs are not luxuries. They are comfort care. Build them into calm routine. Short brush, one nail, fresh box. Call the vet when vomiting or hairballs become frequent. And once their body feels cared for, the next thing they need is a world that does not keep changing under their paws. Move the food bowl 3 feet today, the litter box tomorrow, and the bed next week. And you may think your cat is being stubborn when they refuse all 3. They are not. To a cat, the home is a map built from scent, habit, and safe routes. The scratching post is not just furniture, it is a signpost. The litter box is not just a bathroom, it is a vulnerable place that must feel reachable and protected. Their bed smells like sleep, warmth, and ownership. When those things keep moving, the map breaks. Some cats start searching room to room. Some meow at corners where the bowl used to be. Some hide. Some stop using the litter box because the new spot feels exposed, loud, or trapped. The fix is simple. Change locations slowly. Move essentials a little at a time. Keep one safe zone untouched. Trust grows when the floor plan does not betray them. But even in a perfectly arranged home, there is one daily need many people interrupt because the cat looks too cute to leave alone. A sleeping cat is not an invitation. It is easy to see the curled paws, the soft belly, the little twitching whiskers, and think just one cuddle, one photo, one quick game. But to your cat, being startled awake can feel like losing control of the safest part of the day. Cats may sleep up to 16 hours a day. That rest is not laziness. It is how they manage energy, lower stress, and keep their body steady. When people interrupt it again and again, the cat may not hiss immediately. They may simply change the rules. The sunny chair becomes unsafe. The couch arm is no longer trusted. The bed they used to share with you gets traded for a closet, a box, or the space under the sofa. The better rule is simple. Let sleeping cats sleep. Teach children the same. Invite touch when the cat is awake, relaxed, and coming toward you. And if waking them is stressful, imagine what happens when their safe place suddenly becomes the punchline of a joke. The cucumber behind the food bowl looks harmless to us. To a cat, it can look like a predator appearing in the one place that should never be dangerous. That is why fear-based pranks are not small jokes. Sudden scares, loud ambushes, and costumes that pin the legs or press the whiskers can send a cat bolting across tile, crashing into furniture, or scratching the nearest hand in panic. And the lesson they learn is not, that was funny. The lesson is, this room changed without warning. This person cannot be predicted. This safe routine now has a trap inside it. Cats depend on territory, escape routes, and control of their own body. Break those 3 things near food, rest, or a trusted person, and you do not just scare them for a second. You teach caution. Choose games that build confidence instead. Wand toys, puzzle feeders, boxes, climbing spaces. The final mistake is one of the most common after people bring home something exciting. A new pet, a new partner, or even a visiting friend. The new dog steps through the door, tail wagging, while the cat is lifted from the sofa and held out like a peace offering. That is where trust can break. A forced introduction tells the cat they have no exit, no distance, no choice. So the body does what a cornered body does: hiss, swat, flee, or freeze, and remember that the newcomer is dangerous. Cats do not build trust by getting it over with. They build it through scent, observation, and control. First the smell under the door, then a glance through a barrier, then short, calm sessions with food, play, and separate escape routes. The same rule applies to a new cat, a baby, a guest, or a partner. Separate resources matter. Separate litter boxes, separate bowls, separate resting places. Move at the cat's speed, and curiosity can replace fear. By now, the pattern should be clear. The real problem was never that cats are unforgiving. It is that their nervous system keeps receipts. That is the turn in the whole story. The villain is not a bad owner. It is the moment a person rushes past the cat's no. The no may look small: ears flattening during a cuddle, a tail snapping before a grab, a cat hiding under the bed after the carrier comes out. But to the cat, that signal is information: fear, pain, territory, consent. When those signals are ignored once, the cat may recover. When they become a pattern, the cat starts predicting you, not your love, your timing. That is why some mistakes seem to last for months. The cat is not planning revenge in the hallway. The cat is asking, is this safe yet? Repair begins when the pattern changes: slower hands, softer exits, choices offered before contact. So how do I answer the question we started with? What does a cat truly never forgive, and what can still be healed? So the answer is this: a cat does not never forgive because it is bitter. A cat pulls away because its body remembers what made life feel unsafe: yelling, teasing, declawing, rough play, harsh discipline, skipped care, disrupted territory, interrupted sleep, fear-based jokes, forced introductions, 10 different mistakes, one common result. The cat learns that the human is unpredictable, and the repair is not a speech. It is not one perfect cuddle. It is a new pattern, repeated in small moments until the cat can believe it. This week, choose one habit, just one. If you rush greetings, pause and let your cat come to you. If you grab during play, switch to a wand toy. If the carrier only appears before the veterinarian, leave it open with a soft blanket and treats inside. Make the next interaction calmer than the last. That is how trust is rebuilt, not with grand gestures, but with a world that feels safe, predictable, and respected every day. If one of these 10 surprised you, or if your cat taught you something about trust, tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching.